Alright, so anyway, back to the Austin. So this is called a compact full size. And I will say this is a very niche layout. Although, the nice thing is, I think that because of how close it is to full size keyboards, I think people who are looking for full size keyboards will be perfectly fine with this board. You know, I think that if yeah, so they have a Discord as well, so if you do want to ask any questions, you can go there. I'm going to put the link in chat too. Discord for Austin. Alright, so you check out the link. It will have a brass weight that's sandblasted. I love sandblasted brass. Looks good. Top mounted 5.5 degree slope. That's oddly specific, but yes, 5.5. I have a QMK PCB with USB-C, so I'm just reading some of the more important things. Let's see. So there'll only be 40 units. First come, first serve. 475 before shipping. And so if you want extra anything, you're gonna have to pay extra, of course. And check that out. So you can see at first, upon first glance, you might think, oh, that's just a 1800 CP layout. It's not, because or you might say, why don't you just buy the 1800 CP layout? Now the thing is, you know, for anyone who uses a numpad a lot, you know how important the 2U0 is, because if you use a numpad a lot, like an accountant, which I believe is what Drifting Bunnies is, your thumb is basically gonna hit, it's gonna be horizontal, it's gonna hit the 2U0, and so if you move it down to a 1U, it throws a lot of people off, people who are used to the numpad. Yeah, so it is, what is it? Is it 2 units smaller than a full size? So that's about 1 inch. Yeah, about 1 inch shorter than a full-size keyboard on the right side. So it is still, it's still a difference. Yeah. And I definitely prefer this to a full-size keyboard. I think that it looks better as well, because it is, we've got the 0.25 unit blockers or lines all across. Yeah, so you can see some pictures of the prototypes. We'll be looking at the blue one. I'm pretty hyped for the blue one. The blue is not going to be exactly the same as the production model, but we have the color chip for it, so we'll show that too. Yeah, so check it out. It's nice that they've got lots of updates. Guess that's what you can count on, right? For an accountant, or at least someone who works closely with accounting and stuff. Lots of details, lots of meticulousness. Okay, whoops, that's for the next one. Okay, so what was I missing? Let's see. Okay, 1U is 0.75 inch. Yeah, so a little over 1 inch then, because it's 2 units. Oh wait, no. Yeah, so 1.5 inch. That's actually significant. 1.5 inch, right? Yeah. Because if you ask anyone, would you like another extra 1.5 inches? But hell yeah, or at least any guy. Or I guess it goes both ways. We all know how much difference it makes. So let's get the. So this one, there won't be any addresses on the inside. NGV, hello. Hello. Let's move this out of the way. We're not typing on this thing. Like if I don't want my first custom to be $500 for case plus PCB. Yeah, especially if you're gonna be building it. If you're gonna be building it, I definitely do not recommend getting something, you know, more than $300-400 for your first build. If you're gonna be the one buying, if you're gonna be the one building it. If you're not, and you just have, you know, money to throw at things, sure. Mediocre pudding, hello. What's in the box? Oh, whoops, wrong camera. Hold on. This is the Austin prototype, compact, full size. Let me drop the link again in chat if you want to check it out. Okay, so these are the Garon yellows that go on here, and we'll take a look at the color chip. Actually, oh, we could take a look at it right now. Should have been called the Dallas. No, I think he's... He's trying to reserve that for a better keyboard. I mean, Austin is mostly better though. I just went to Austin last weekend. Well, not the previous weekend, but the weekend before this. Yeah, so I was just there for 3 days, or well, 2 days, 2 nights. Had the best tacos ever. It's amazing. Alright, so this is the blue that they want. Let me just zoom in on this. Yeah, that's kind of funky. Yeah, so I love you. So just kind of remember this, and we'll compare it with the No Austin for Fox. Visionary, thank you for the 20-month sub. 20 months, look at that. And Arctic Fox is also here. Hello, hello. Yeah, so at least from the pictures I've seen, the difference is that the blue that they had for the prototype was too vibrant. So this is closer to navy, the darker shade, whereas the other one was almost like an electric blue. Okay, so we have to zoom out for this shit. I love you. Will the camera even fit this whole keyboard? And Jerk Chicken, thank you so much. Thank you. 2 months. I appreciate it. Yeah, here's the funny thing, right? I think I actually prefer the prototype blue, but we'll check it out. I think most people will probably prefer this one though. But at the end of the day, it's what the designer wants, and that's the important part, because this is a layout that he wants for himself. It's not to make monies or things like that. Of course, you know, ideally you want to have you know, make some money, but yeah, because this is a keyboard that is supposed to be kind of his own end game. All right. Oh yeah. And Gondo, thank you so much. 100 bits. Give Fox and Austin. Yeah, good luck with that, Arctic Fox. I might ask Bunny to want to Protos later if he's up for it. Or you could try to get Mr. Keeps to ask and then just buy from Mr. Keeps, if he will be willing to let go of it. Okay, so this is the PCB, open source hardware, and so far the PCB looks pretty cool. Send the USB Type C. I love you. Black on here. The lines actually look pretty clean. Pretty clean. Let's see. Yeah, so from what I understand, now please correct me if I'm wrong, Gondo was the man behind the PCB. Yes, should be, right? Just want to make mistakes. Yes, it says right here. Wow. Wow. It says right here. Austin PCB, version pre-alpha. I like this little badge over here. Designed by Gondo Lindrum in partnership with Drifting Bunnies and Phoenix Star. Man, fuck this burger. It tastes like Silverthane. I've never had a Silverthane flavored burger. You'll see in the front. It says Austin over here. And the cool thing about the badge is, of course, it's actually 3D. So you can feel it. And over here, Drifting Mechanics. So I'm assuming this is going to be the Drifting Bunnies Max mechanical keyboards. So I don't know. What is the official thing now? Because I only know him as Drifting Bunnies, but I know his Instagram name is different. Drift Mechanics? Okay, there we go. Are you going to have an 886 themed keyboard or initial D keycap set anytime soon? Yeah, so I'd like the the logo though. Pretty cool. Yeah, very clean lines on the PCB. Oh, Goyal, this is you, Mediocre Pudding? Oh, hello. See, I didn't even know it was you until you changed it. I didn't even know until you told us. I would not have guessed. I like that blue a little bright for me though. Which one? The prototype or this one? This might actually be kind of close to the blue that you want. So the reflections make it look a lot lighter than it is, but see, look at that. Look at how dark that is when the light doesn't reflect on it. See, so this is probably closer to the blue that you want. Or something in between. But yeah, Goyal, a Mediocre Pudding now. 15 months, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. By the way, the PCB files will be released as completely open source once the group buy ends. See, that is amazing, because that means if you need to make your own PCB or you want to make your own keyboard using this PCB layout, you can. We got some stickers in here. Do you like stickers? Taking up my whole desk. Okay, so now for the review, we'll zoom in a bit on this. It'll be more anonymous, so changing all my usernames when my real name is present. I should probably do that. Probably. Oh man, see, I love this blue. I really like this blue. Holy shit, this thing's heavy. So we can weigh it too. And of course this box is super nice. Well, so are you gonna try to use this same box and foam layout for the production models? Because it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. in the box info. Yeah, it's cool that you're figuring out that part for the prototype, so once the goodbye happens, you don't have to plan that out. Why is there a staple here? What the hell? Yeah, just look at this blue. This blue is amazing. See, I really like this blue. Yeah, I think, would electric blue be a good name for it? Electric blue, let's see. So the eggplant purple Zephyr is just slightly darker than this. You might be wondering, you just said purple. Yeah, I did, so did Zeal. But it was actually purple. This is the part where it disappear and keep the board. You kind of messed up on keeping the OTD356. Nah, I wouldn't be able to use that layout anyway. 6%, although it would have been nice though. Okay, so I think electric blue would be a good thing to call it. Okay, so if you look here, what is that new blue? Hold on, new blue color. Okay, hold on. So there's Cobalt Blue, and then there's a new blue. So this new blue pigment, but I think Cobalt Blue could be good. Yeah, so I think Cobalt Blue or Electric Blue, good names for it. Check that out. This is the new blue pigment or whatever, but of course, you know, on your computer screens it's kind of pointless because our computer screens can't generate our displays can't generate the the actual shade that's new. Yeah, so electric blue, you can see it's this sort of color. Oh yes, my watch tan. Actually, I should put my watch. Hold on. Yeah, how much I've been walking. Okay, see, so even these blues are kind of different. Yeah, the blue is nice, right? Yeah, so we probably shouldn't keep saying how nice the prototype blue is. It'll just make life harder for drifting bunnies. God damn it! You're not supposed to like it. Is that eggplant purple? Gog says, like the blue, a little bright for me, and then what else? He says, I like the brightness, but it's a bit saturated for me. I don't know. I think that for me, it's more of the depth of color, right? And I think that this is a very rich color. Yeah, it is insanely rich, the color. Especially the angles. Oh, because the blue just makes it look. Okay, see, so you get one angle with the reflection, one without. Look at that. Oh, it looks so good in person. It's like 3 different shades of blue. You know how the light hits it? It is nice in person. I like it. Yeah, so it is definitely the reason why I compared it to the eggplant purple Zephyr is because it is for sure leaning towards indigo for the prototype. Now again, it's different from what the production model will be. I'm just trying to describe this to you so that when we compare the two colors, you can kind of. Okay, so don't trust this webcam though. This webcam right here, this third one, is completely off. Right, the color that you're seeing from there. Yeah, see how it just looks like a. This blue reminds me of the Time TKL blue. It is not this display you're seeing on this camera, this little webcam here, over here, yeah, this is not right. You can trust this one better. It looks there's a hint of purple in it, which, you know, I really like. That I realize I've grown to really like blues that are either a bit greenish or a bit purpley. That's where it's good. Yeah, so you can see this Austin prototype on here with the brass weight. We can even take this apart to see how thick the weight is, because yeah, this thing has got some heft to it. It's got a nice tight connector as well. Where's GMK Striker? Could be good. It depends. I think GMK Striker would look better with the darker blue though, with this one. So we will take a closer look at the board in a bit, but right now let's just get the color out of the way. So you can see it is quite a big difference. Between the prototype and the production blue. So for those of you who like the more muted, you know, admittedly more classy blue, then this works out perfectly for you. But for those of you who just want a in-your-face, dick-punching blue, then you're gonna have to try to buy this prototype from him. An Austin Type R, or a GTR, or GT. I usually like things a bit muted. See, that was me, but I've come to realize, you know, you can't have all things kind of muted. You might as well have some things be bright. KVS says, I'm building a time TKL for someone in my family as a Christmas gift. For your thoughts on the board? Does the guy really like watches, or whoever that? I mean, I'm assuming someone in your family's gender, right? Now, as long as it arrives without any defects, it should be good. It actually surprisingly sounds and feels pretty nice. And yeah, see, Devness is here. So if you remember, I've built 2 time TKLs now. One for him. It is one of the best boards I've built in recent memory for sure. Because that one was custom Cerakoted too. Very nice. And yeah, and so now keep this between us. Now if you play your cards right, if you use some decent switches and stuff, it actually sounds nicer than the Key Cult number 1 Rev 1. Oh, okay, so after we wait, we can compare it with the color chip. We can also compare it with the Key Cult Navy Blue. Because I actually have that Rev 1 with me. Okay, so let's weigh this thing. We're going to have to move this. Boy. Oh, I actually love Key Cult. And I think I've always mentioned that. I've always said that I really like how they focus on good customer service, good quality control, and I think that they are being rewarded for their attention to detail, their crazy work ethic, honestly. Okay, so this thing is 6 pounds, 5.9 ounces, and in actual scientific units, that would be 2.89 kilograms. So almost 3 kilograms. This is before the PCB. So if we want to weigh the PCB, so it's 2.89, right? The transparency, yes, exactly. That's what makes them really good. I just wish the Rev 1 sounded better. Okay, so the PCB is 364 grams. Wait, is that? Oh, I messed it up. Hold on. I made that into pounds. Whoops. $165. So that puts it easily over. That puts it over 3 kilograms. Before assembly, before switches, before keycaps, it is already at 3 kilograms. My only issue with Key C nowadays is the fans are kind of annoying now, and the number 2 is kind of bad besides its looks. So if you think the number 2 sounds bad or feels bad, the thing is I can't comment on the feel because I never felt it. Sound is what I try not to comment on the way some boards sound, but if I've never built them, I don't really trust typing tests. I think they do a amazing job of representing the board. But yeah, I can tell you in person, I do not like the way the Rev 1 sounds. It is still an amazing piece of tech. I'm not going to take that away from it. You know what might actually sound decent on the Rev 1? Box clickies. Because it is so muted, so kind of sterile that box clickies would actually work well with it. Oh, it's precise sugar in a bit. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, hey, look, you even got the weight. So hopefully you get this if you're interested in it. Hopefully you're one of the 40. But have a good night. Okay, so let's compare it with the Navy key card, and then we'll take a closer look at it from all the angles because we want to show that. And if you haven't seen already, Max on Deck I believe they did the gray prototype. So check that out. So these two are kind of different. They have some differences in between them, some slight changes, and so I'll tell you more about this one as well, because Interesting Bindings gave me a whole list. So we'll check that out. Okay, so the key code. I love you. Tell you with the gift sub. Look at that. The anniversary sub. Thank you so much. Now you can see how the 3 shades compare. I'm going to put this one here so you get a solid block of this blue. So the key called Navy is very dark. It almost looks like an off black, depending on your lighting. I think actually most people's setups, because most people's setups are pretty dark and dim, it will actually just look like a black. I think that would be true for most people. Over here, it's still obviously navy blue. Yeah, so just to give you an idea. And you can see that the desired blue, this one, looks. There's a slightly lighter version of this. I would say this is closer to gray, whereas this one is just straight up it's just closer to black. Yeah, so hopefully that helps a bit. Get the blues. I remember seeing the blue number 1 Rev 2 at KeyCon. Couldn't tell it was blue. Yeah, so that's the thing about navy blue. For a lot of people, I think the blue that they like is not actually navy. The blue they like is, or at least it's closer to indigo. Like for example, this blue on my watch, this would kind of be a navy, indigo blue instead of navy as well. Yeah, and for a lot of leather shoes or boots, you look at navy and indigo, that's a huge difference. Indigo actually looks like a blue. Navy blue looks like a black in most lighting. And you can kind of struggle to tell if it's blue. Let me put this aside. Don't want to damage this. Seeing it's not cheap. The key contents. Okay. So, what did we want to check out? So the sandblasted brass is pretty nice. It's why I really like this combo. The crazy electric blue matched with the sandblasted brass looks so nice. It looks so good. Right, you can tell I like this combo. Right. The yellow gold subdial hands with the indigo blue. Time TKL, I got no defects on the board in black with rose gold. I'm putting Olivia on it. Very nice. Very, very nice. Black and rose gold sounds pretty good. Yeah, because the one that Devnit's got that was shipped by Z Frontier came with a lot of defects. Not defects, sorry. Well, oh, I guess you kind of call it defect, but a lot of damage. I think it's a better word for it. Yeah, it was not. It was all the corners were scratched up pretty bad, and it was actually amazing that Z Frontier didn't even try to honor a refund or a return on that because it looks so bad. It's not like, oh, I have a simple scratch over here, you know, that, oh, did you scratch that? These are just like, did you just take all 4 corners and just, you know, put it on a belt sander or something? Yeah, so I just really like this blue. This is amazing. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the board. Just to check out some of the lines, the angles, the details. And I should probably read out some of the things. Hold up. Okay, look at the list. Okay, so some disclaimers. So the indicator lights on the blue prototype are larger than the gray one. These 3 little dots here. On the production model, they will be smaller. So if you look at the gray one on the Max on Deck built, let me put the link in chat actually for Max on Deck. So yeah, because Max on Deck, this is on keyboard, or this is on me, and Drift Mechanics or Drifting Bunnies, we're all based in DFW. So It's kind of nice. We've got a little, own little thing going on. Yeah, so the indicators will be smaller. And okay, what else? So there's important things to note because again, this is a prototype, one of 2 prototypes, so it's not even the only prototype. So the plates, we'll check that out later. Should have countersunk holes. And then currently all the backlight LEDs will be on and need to be flashed to turn off. Real-time controls are not available for this particular ARM processor yet in QMK. So if you don't need backlighting, this doesn't affect you yet. But that should be worked out eventually. And yeah, so the blue for production, we talked about that. It will be based on this and not this case. And so the PCB has some marks on them because they had to be fixed post-production. And there'll be some anno marks near the screws on the top piece. Oh, so would that be on the inside then? Mention to the manufacturer to be more careful and clean out the acid before anodizing. Oh, I see. So these, right? Yeah. I see. Yeah, but so honestly, I'm really hoping that the production, because this is just a prototype, and if prototypes are anything to go by, I think that I have quite a bit of faith in the production models in terms of the anodizing and the CNC, because if you have had me judge just the prototype, but again, just a prototype, this does not mean that the actual production unit will be like that. It should be better, but again, we don't know, right? I think in most cases it ends up being better than the prototype. Most cases, right? There are still quite a number of cases where it ends up being worse. But if you have me judge the anodizing for just this one, just a prototype, and again, this is kind of a pointless score, I would give it like a 6.5. Go close to 7. I'd say closer to 7 than 6. It has some splotches here and there, but you don't really see any streaking. Yeah, so splotches. I would say better than the Zephyr anodizing. And again, this is just a prototype. Just a prototype. And of course, because this is a bright blue, it ends up being easier to spot any kind of flaws of anodizing. If you just did black or a very dark blue or a silver, it'll be harder to find any flaws. But yeah, overall, I am actually pretty impressed with the anodizing for a prototype. But again, man, that and the color matching, maybe it's because of the angles, because I cannot. It just looks pretty close. And of course, because there aren't any shitty flat seams that most keyboards have, color matching is not a huge deal, because you won't have two just slapped sandwiched side by side or flush against each other. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so again, I am thoroughly impressed. It could also be just because of how much I like the blue, but it's pretty nice. Phoenix Star, you made it. I like that they fill out this spot over here. Otherwise, it would have been kind of an awkward gap. So it's nice to see. You have to take it apart to see it. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do right now. Because I think we've showed most of the angles. Again, man. Oh wow, you've got the yellow gold screws as well on the inside. Go with the brass. Look at that, man. That yellow, gold, and blue. Oh man, that yellow, gold, and blue. Yes, we mentioned that our drifting bunnies made sure I was drilled about it. You could call them drilling bunnies. Where is my... Oh no, I lost a hex screw. Where did it go? Is this it? No, that's not it. Well, I lost a hex screw. No idea where it went. Oh, this is not good. So I've been using it for the SKB, and now I have no idea where it went. Well, it's gonna be fun trying to look for it. Oh, there we go. Is this the size we're using? Yeah, see, so I'm glad I found it. That's exactly the size we're using here. Then it says Z Frontier never even reached back to him. Yeah. Z Frontier stock just went. He's lifting and lowering the keyboards. Looks like it's working out. Yes. I need all the exercise I can get. Toothpick holders. Chokan is also here. Hello, hello. Okay, let's put the link for Chokan here. Don't forget to check him out. Best original keyboard content on YouTube, for sure. Man, I like the way this thing just falls out like that. So we have to be very gentle with it though. Man, just look at the insides. That looks so good. It looks so good. The brass and the blue, which again I've mentioned so many times. I'll be kind of sad to see this blue go away. Yeah, so you can see the brass piece is pretty huge. Let me try to show you. Okay, this is not the size for it. Is it? This is too big now. Oh, Chokan, by the way, isn't the orchestra thing this week? Is it this week? Was it the 21st this weekend? I can't remember. Didn't you have to? When was the thing? So 21st? Man, just look at that. This brass weight goes all the way. All the way through. It's insane. You would think, oh, is it just like a band? No. It goes all the way. All the way. Right. This brass weight is heavier than most keyboards. It's insane, right? Just look at that. So we could try to weigh just a brass piece. Do it. Go here. I don't have to move the desk mat. Look at that. 1.3 kilograms. Just for the weight. Almost 3 pounds. Look at that. Almost 3 pounds for just the brass piece. Isn't that ridiculous? Chokan says, there didn't seem to be much interest in my set. Can't think why. It's obviously racism, dude. There's only one answer to that. It's discrimination at its highest form. Okay, so now the important thing that was mentioned was that these whoops, wrong camera. The screw holes will be countersunk. Right now they are not. Right now it's all flat. So we got some more regular screws to go with it, but on the production model should all be countersunk so that everything will be nice and flush. So I'm going to take this out anyway because we need to prep for the build. So I need the plate to be outside. Might as well do it today. Might as well. Should probably get a Ziploc bag for these screws. Oh man, you can see that little triangle over here on the plate. So, will that even be okay for the... Okay, so here is my concern. So, I don't know if you mentioned it. Maybe I missed it. But, so will this be the final... just the underside, not the top side. I know you guys mentioned the top side would be different. But will this be the final setup for the LED indicators, these 3 tiny holes over here, or are you guys gonna drill? Okay, so my concern, like the way it is right now, right, is that it doesn't do anything to block the bleed from any of the LEDs. So, for example, if I turn on caps lock, there's nothing blocking the caps lock LED from shining onto the scroll lock and num lock holes as well. So I think Duck does a very good job of separating them. Duck, it basically drills the things to be deeper so that the LED just sits inside, and so the light doesn't leak out from the sides. So I don't know if you guys are going to do that or not. Okay, we'll have larger drill holes. Okay, yeah, so to do exactly that, right? To production model has enough space for to shove an LED in there. Also makes it easier to machine. Good. Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, cause that'll definitely be nice, especially because if you're using a board with a numpad, you're gonna be using indicators, right? Because I think for most keyboards, even when they put an indicator, it's kind of pointless. You're not gonna have your scroll lock light on. You're not gonna have your caps lock light on. You're not gonna have a numpad on. But with a board that has a numpad, you're gonna be using a numpad a lot, so you're gonna be turning that shit on and off. So you will want the indicators to work as well as they can. So yeah, so that's really good to know. Man, you should have just made these two just fixed just as a basically a middle finger to everyone screwing around with the numpad, right, for custom keyboards, right? If you just made this fix, like either you use the numpad as God intended, or you buy another board. Oh, so plus you will change it to fix as well. Yeah, 'cause I think with 40 units, you don't really have to please everyone. I think that you get to dictate, what you want. Backspace is kind of okay, fine. Even though as someone who only uses the 2U backspace, I can see how some people might still, they're too used to the 1U. Okay, fine. But yeah, no ISO support. Will the production model have ISO support? Let me check. Hold on. I remember reading something about the ISO. ISO plates will be MOQ10. Okay, I see. Okay. Good. Yes, good. Yeah, so I think even the 0, honestly, you should just make this fix if possible. Maybe if things are already done, that's fine. Just make this into a fixed 0, man. Right? This is your board. Might as well do that. Right? It's kind of pointless to do 2 anyway. Okay, maybe some people want the 00. Do people use that a lot still? But I guess maybe some people do. Yeah, check that out. Got some cuts here and there in the brass. Never seen a 00 in your life? Well, that's a first for everything, huh? Yeah, I mean, don't a lot of old school calculators have that? The POS or point of sale machines will have that too. Well, the thing is, if you're doing that all day, it makes sense to have a 00. So if you're dealing primarily with money, where there are a lot of things that will end with a 0.00, or just lots, then that makes sense. Everything's 5900 or 100.00. You know, so then it makes sense. You can just hit it once. Yeah, pretty cool. See, cause yeah, like I said, I already like that. You know, it's almost as fixed as possible already. That you're basically saying, you know, either use this layout that I want. See, even over here, it's only gonna be 1.5, and there's only one spacebar. Wait, no, okay, never mind. No, ignore the spacebar part. But yeah, so you only have one setup possible for the right hand mods. You can, and what else? Only ANSI, or if you know you manage to get 10 people to do ISO plates, or if you know you buy 10 ISO plates, then maybe you can make it ISO too. Yeah, so you know you're already forcing people to use these. You might as well go all the way and make these two as fixed too.
Oh, yeah.
Tally, thank you so much for the bits. Yeah, so man, I really like this blue. Just the way it reflects light. Oh, it's so good. Oh, let me put the brass weight back first before I don't wanna. Oh, what am I doing? Put this. Set this aside. Brass plate. Oh, we should test some of the switches. So, creams. What is this? Cherry. Very nice fit. Cherry MX blue switch. See, look at that. No wiggle room. That is super nice to see. Look at that. Okay, I'll put this on the side. Now let's try some creams. Also a good solid fit. Hold on. Maybe. Is that just the top? Okay, so for the creams, you do get a little bit of movement. A very, very tiny bit though. For cherries, basically nothing. Yeah, see, okay, see, look at this. Nothing. And this one. Just a tiny, okay, look at that. Tiny bit. And you can see the cherry has extra tabs over here, so they care about the corners, whereas the creams don't. Yok, Holy Pandas. No movement at all. Inks. Also no movement. You can see that the four corners stay put. I think anything that's kind of based on the cherry design, the housing design, where there are these extra tabs on the corners, those are completely fine. The inks don't have that, so I think that's why it's loose around the corners. So set this thing aside. Nice and tight. Right. Let's put this back in the box. Aren't they fixing that for Gadrons now? Because all the V2 Zeal switches now have more standard PC mount legs or pins. Yeah, because that was easily the worst part about Zeal switches and I guess Gadron switches as well. They just wouldn't fit in most PCBs. Put it back in the box. The top phone. So there for all the office workers, slim down your nav cluster keys, but keep the arrows and numpads for accounting and spreadsheets and such. It's guaranteed to stay in one place for a long time, so you benefit from a super heavyweight, which also lends a rich, deep tone to the clacks. All the bean counters. Yeah, so overall, I am quite impressed with it, especially for a prototype. So, and again, big shout out to Drifting Bunnies for dropping this off last night. Pretty excited for it. It is kind of a shame that there'll only be 40 units, but hey, if all of them sell out super quick, then that's a good sign. Right? That means that there's room for supposedly niche layouts. Yeah, but like I said though, I think that a lot of people who would prefer full size would still get this just because there is a lack of, a dearth of custom mechanical keyboards in the full size layout. But yeah, so best of luck to Gondo, Phoenix Star, and Drifting Bunnies. Right, so if you are interested, please check out the Geek Hack page. The build will be this Saturday, 21st September, 9 p.m. Central. That is what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I can't remember the word. Tentative schedule. If